Hello everybody! Today, our group will talk about compare and contrast between distance learning and face-to-face learning.
First, the difference between face-to-face learning and digital learning is the price. It is crystal clear that digital learning has a lower cost than face-to-face learning. The cost depends on what type of tuition you choose, but most of them are more expensive than digital learning. First, for the digital learning, there are many sources on the internet that allow you to learn for free, and these are the example of online learning. Moreover, study material of digital learning are mostly in the form of electronic book, so you have no need to have at the cost of textbook where the face-to-face learning have to. Furthermore, digital learning are more saving by reducing the cost from transportation. For face-to-face learning, it can be seen that you have to pay the large amount of money for transportation, such as fuel, parking, or passenger fare. One believes that increasing the price of petrol is the best way to solve growing traffic and pollution problems. However, more people still prefer using the individual car. As a result, those people need to pay more for the fuel. The increasing of the price of petrol also affects the price of public transportation. As you can see, the highest fares of BTS SkyTrain system in 2011 is 35 baht, and it is increased every year to 52 baht, 55 baht, 57 baht, and nowadays the fare is peaked at 59 baht. This is the reason why face-to-face learning are more expensive than digital learning.
Another difference between distance learning and face-to-face learning is a flexibility. Studying online can choose your own learning environment that suits you the best. For example, study in your bedroom, study room, or even a coffee shop anywhere in the world. You can choose when or where you want to study. No fixed timetable classes to attend, which is why distant learning is more flexible than face-to-face learning, and students can focus more on what they need, design their lives to be as they please as much as possible. Moreover, distance learning removes geographic limitations from higher education. For example, school or college in rural areas, which typically have fewer options, can reach the education because of online courses. On the other hand, face-to-face learning, you're required to fit your life around your course of study. The schedule is predetermined and not going to change. If there is an emergency or unexpected events comes up, the student cannot adjust the class schedule. They may have to skip the class, which can affect it in their points for attendance. Besides, if there is a conflict between study and work, students are forced to choose between their education and their income.
The difference between face-to-face learning and distance learning is interactions. Face-to-face learning, notes are given in class and additional notes can be also jotted down and compared with your classmates. Sharing of information with classmates is more efficient. Questions are answered in the real time, so no waiting for a lecturer to get back to you. But distance learning, lecture notes may require a lot of reading and this can be time-consuming. You can't share the information with classmates because almost distance learning is private course. The questions aren't answered in the real time. You might wait for a lecturer to answer from social media that you ask him or her. For example, A. Study face-to-face learning. In class, she can note some information that don't in the text and share with her classmates. She can ask her classmates when she have a questions or ask the teacher for the sure answer. She can show the physical face like wondering, understanding, that the teacher can know how the student feel. In another coin, if a study distance learning, she might sit all the time and learn lessons from computer that she is the only one that learned the lessons, so she can't ask or talk with her classmates because she don't have them. When she feel wondering or understanding, the teacher don't know. If she wants something, she can't ask the teacher in the real time. She might wait for a lecturer to answer from social media that she asks him or her.
On the other hand, even though face-to-face learning and distance learning have many differences, they also have similarities. First, both face-to-face learning and distance learning also access student participation. Second, both types of learning rely on teacher instruction. Third, distance learning programs and face-to-face learning settings require students to complete assignments.
To sum up, face-to-face learning and distance learning have pros and cons. So, we can just face-to-face learning is better than distance learning, or distance learning is better than face-to-face learning, because the answers depend on each individual.